Hi there, I hope you have a lovely day. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenna. So today I have my January budget here. So if you're wondering why January, let me introduce myself. I am living in the Netherlands. I bought an apartment here, and due to that I'm in debt. I live or I have only a single income. I have two pets, two cats that I take care of course. And yeah, I have some bad spending habits that I want to overcome and overturn into good savings habits. And just to give you an update why I was MIE, missing in action, um, let me go back so far that, talk about a little bit about my job. Right now, um, I am working for a big American company, which is operating in the Netherlands. And we are, let's say, we have waves where we are actually shedding employees and taking on new employees and shedding on employees, and this is a, let's say, vicious cycle that goes on for 5 years right now. So since 2020, I mean, I joined the company earlier, but I didn't get to experience it where in or didn't experience it before that. But in 2020, the first wave, so to say, started, and it goes on and on and on. So now, also going back to last year, my company is bringing some roles to India because it's cheaper there, of course. I mean, work-wise, there the work power or workforce there is big. The country has billions of people, or 1 point something billion people, and a lot of university graduates. So it's easy for my company, to push jobs over there, and they say, okay, you know what, we still look how we can squeeze more work onto some people here locally until we maybe that's another big maybe, we can close shop here and move everything to overseas. So yeah, and yeah, for me it was like this. I was sent for 6 weeks in total for training to India to train the new colleagues there. I mean, it's not in that sense their fault that they how can you say, have, or their country has this high workforce, or number of working people there, and of course low income. It's not their fault, but I was sent there for training, and I was there for 6 weeks. And when I came back, I missed, of course, a lot of holidays, because, or I could not take a lot of holidays. So I asked my boss if it would be okay with me to go abroad for a longer period of time, but work from there for in total 6 weeks from somewhere, and 3 weeks working, 3 weeks holiday. And he said that's fine with him. So, when January came around the 7th of January, I actually traveled abroad. So I was not here in the Netherlands, and I thought, okay, I will just do everything later on. So I was there from January 7th to February 18th. So that means I would have missed two budgets. But then life came, life came back, or I came back to this life here in the Netherlands, and it was like, yeah, it's still ongoing. We will shed, or when I say shed, you know, get rid of more people. I don't know how to say it more euphemistically. I mean, some budgeters that I watch now, they are also in imminent job loss situations. In my case, we don't know, but as you can imagine, there's a lot of stuff going on with data maintenance, data cleansing, etc., etc. So it's like the pressure or the stress is there, but my team leaders, or my back then current team leader, he changed roles, so his position got away, and then of course we save money through eliminating one role here, or combining two roles in one role or one position, how you want to say it. And yeah, it was a lot of stress, so I could not film, or I didn't even feel like filming. So when I said, what, I have to get going, I need to get everything sorted out. I mean, and that's why I decided to film today. So now, period January. As you might know, if you are watching my channel for a longer time, I usually get paid in the previous month. So I was paid December 20th, so before the holidays started, until January 27th. So it covers a big range. This pay of 3,569 euros and 24 cents covers, I think, maybe 7 weeks. No, not really. I have to see it because I'm looking also at the December sheet now. So 20th was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 weeks, almost 6 weeks. So, and remember, I was already out from this period. So just to, that's why I'm also, how can I say, having here actually the December sheet, December calendar sheet. So, you know, then I can also show you when did what happen. So salary came in. I had some costs, let's say, usually when I eat out, I mean eat out at the canteen in my job or at my workplace. And I just want to see that I'm still, oops, sorry, didn't mean to shake you. Yeah, so that happened. Then, of course, we were on, let's say, more or less holiday. Of course, you know, depending on the region where you work for, there is holiday, of course. So some of my customers were already closed on this date and also on this date, So, but still, you are still working. You know, if it's not an official holiday in the Netherlands, you are supposed to be working, right? So phone bill came in, water bill came in, eat out. Again, I ate at my company, so that was €7. Then the car tax came in, regular 23 euros. Electricity came in and the internet came in 36 euros. That's a rounded amount. I also decided to put in money into my other checking account, so I transfer on a regular basis now 400 to 500 euros there. I bought something as skincare related stuff because I needed a moisturizer, so I said I will buy it. So that was also discounted with a birthday voucher and so on. So, and at that time also my mortgage was deducted on the 31st. But in the new year, you will see it's a little bit of a strange thing. The date has changed. It's not deducted on the last day, it's more deducted on the third day of the new month. So that was deducted. Then I'm still here, you know, in the Netherlands, of course. ATM, I took out some money from the ATM. I have my regular investment that I do. Travel insurance was deducted, the car insurance was deducted, and my car insurance also informed me because of the inflation rate. You know, in the Netherlands, usually they always increase it based on the inflation rate, and it was supposed to be going go up in February. It went up. So, just for information. I had a dentist visit, and also the dentist visit, I paid the full amount. Usually, I get something deducted, or my dental insurance pays for 75%, and I pay the remaining amount. But this time around, because I asked them to send me the bill, and then I could actually declare it to my health insurance or dental insurance, and they refunded me the amount back. So some partially. My homeowners association fee came out. Gas for the car came out as well. But I have to say, this looks less than I usually spend. Because, of course, depending on the situation, I use sometimes my debit card where you can see immediately that the money goes out from my checkings account, or sometimes I use a credit card, but then it's on the credit card statement. So I believe I used also the credit card, and that's why, you know, it looks like I just only spent 10 euros and 7 cents for gas in January, but it's not true because I filled it up as well because I had to go to the airport and put my car there for almost 6 weeks so that I can go on holiday. Eat out, actually, I noticed that the company or the canteen where I actually eat is always showing the amounts the next day. So this is actually for Friday, what I ate on Friday, and this one is for first day, what I drank on Thursday. So that's the situation. Then I had to do last minute shopping at Aldi, at the Action, and coffee. I don't know what I bought coffee for my friend, and I, you know, then I had some sales that I got back. I mean, you know, I'm engaging in secondhand clothing sales, and I sold things, and I said, you know what, I want the money back in my account. So I asked them to transfer the money to my account. I bought something again from Aldi. I don't even remember what I bought. So be it. And then the holidays officially started, but of course, the payments still went out. Now, you see here the CC credit card was paid off. I paid the credit card off every month, so it's not like an ongoing credit. And I push it to the next month and next month. So my credit card, or I believe most of the credit cards in the Netherlands are set up like this. The money is taken immediately the next month. So you don't have to, you have to make sure that you have the money in your bank account that you have spent with your credit card. So 1082.86 is actually including, I think, gifts that I bought, also some Christmas shopping, as well as I also paid for a treatment that I got in the in the country where I traveled to. So I went to a hospital there, and I paid up front for what is it, a health checkup thingy with a voucher. So the voucher, I paid for it. It was 495 euros, something like that. So that's all included with the shopping, etc., etc. I knew at that time I didn't have so much money in my bank account. So what I did was, on one hand, I transferred 250 euros out of my bank account, or took it out from the ATM, because I needed to have some cash with me as well. But I also transferred some money from the high yield savings account for my holiday, 1,000, and I also transferred at the same time. Again, I had some sales going on. I said, transfer the money to my bank account. 33 euros and 50 cents were transferred to my bank account. And you see here bank fees, 3.65 euros. Then you see here ATM. ATM is, of course, not the ATM here locally in the Netherlands. It is the ATM in the holiday country. I had to take out fresh money because I had some ongoing costs. I rented a bungalow there. I had to pay for it in cash, So in some countries, you are better off with cash, or exchange the money to the exchange rate, etc., etc. So the stupid thing here is, in the city where I live, there is no physical brick and mortar bank anymore, or my bank is not there anymore. So the next bank that I have is like 30 minutes away. But I think I told you the story. I went there once to complain about the bank cards, the debit cards, that they were breaking all the time. The chip was not functioning and so on. And they are not, how can you say, they are doing the high level services, let's say. I complained. The guy didn't even, was not even able to fill in my complaint into the system. I had to call the hotline of my bank to tell them again, look, the guy was supposed to be refunding me the cards that I had to, always exchange, etc., etc., right? And then they actually registered my complaint. So those guys in the bank over, let's say, half an hour away, they're just doing, the mortgage talks and, a little bit of this kind of high level service things, but they are not even able to register a complaint. Maybe you have the same situation. Your banks actually, they just, separate some services to the real branch services, but then some of the stuff is either you have the online bots or online services or call center services. So this is what the case in my thing. But also with the money, now the thing is also in the bank over there. For example, when I say over there, 30 minutes away from me, I cannot do exchange. They don't have money. I asked actually my bank, where can I do exchange euros to any currency that I need, for example. They said to me, the next possible place would be 1 hour away from my home. So imagine going 1 hour away, burning the gas, and I'm coming back, so I was, took the chance. What? I said, okay, I will pay bank fees in the country where I'm doing my holiday, or spending my holiday, spending my vacation, whatever you want to say. But I will also pay the bank fees there, but I transfer or take money from the ATM. So that's what I did. That's why this is the ATM amount. You see here, no spending, no shopping spending, but of course the money that I took out here, I used it in a local currency to pay for my food, pay for my shopping there, and so on. I didn't register anything at all. But ongoing shopping or ongoing costs, of course, came out of my bank account. The funeral insurance, the water. I had some good sales with 114 euros. I think I already, let's say, um, I sold some stuff which I could actually take, then, transfer the money out at that time. Even though I didn't send physically anything out or physically to the customers, or to the buyers, I just had some good sales still before my holiday, and I transferred those into my bank account. Then telephone came out, the internet, you might notice. Usually I paid like 36 euros or 35 something ish, but that also increased now, so it's now 36 euros and 81 cents. So every year, T-Online or Telecom is actually now calling themselves Odido here in the Netherlands. I don't know if they call themselves something else in other countries, but they regularly raise the price. So this time around it's 36 euros and 81 cents. And I wrote his salary because I thought maybe I will get my salary on the 24th, but it hit my bank account on the 27th of January. So what does it mean? I mean, I didn't put any. Oh, I put some of the sales in, but you can see my mortgage. I paid I budgeted 1,200. I had 1,199 euros and 63 cents. The homeowners association fee is 261 that I budget for, but it will also go up, because everything gets expensive. Repairs have to be made in the apartment complex where I live, so we need to pay everything into a big account, so to say, and think about what we will repair next. So 260 euros came out. Car insurance, 43.77. My usual travel insurance, phone bill, utilities do stay the same because this is a fixed, let's say, fixed monthly amount. Depending on my usage, the companies will decide if they will increase the monthly payment, and then at the year end, so to say, or at the end of the current contract year, they recalculate everything and say to me, you used more or you used less, you will give you a refund, or you have to pay, do a payment. Internet, that's why it's a little bit confusing, because I have two internet payments actually out, because I had the payment out for in December, with the old amount here on the 27th, but now in the one pay period I have two of the same cost, so that's why it's also for me a little bit confusing. I try to push those costs actually into the next month, but because my salary hit my bank account on the 27th, these had to be paid before. So, but I don't mention them here, or else it's going to be, I need to actually use another budget sheet. I need to maybe look for another budget sheet, but this one was fine, and I made a lot of copies now, but I think I need to make a budget sheet without this, or I will just, use this one and put in phone bill number 2, phone bill number, or internet number 2, just to fit everything in one sheet. Investment 50 euros, car tax. So most of the stuff stayed the same for the first month of the new year. Eat out. Before I went, of course, I had some eat out costs, gas again. This one is actually more than I paid with my debit card, because I also paid with my credit card. Dentist usually is 20 euros, but I transferred money, 92 euros and 98 cents to the dentist account, and I got the refund back the next month. ATM, local ATM, I transferred or took out some money from the local ATM, and I also took out some money from the ATM where I was, doing my vacation. This is not a zero-based budget. I admit that, because I sometimes skip some costs or don't mention them, not because I am not, willing to put them in, but sometimes it's just a fleeting cost, and it's like, yeah, I know, because this was an unusual month. If I would stay, of course, put and in my country, let's say, when I say country where I live, of course, it would be more balanced, it would be more structured, my spending, etc., etc. But because it was not because of my long holiday, so to say, or long work holiday thingy, this is not a structured budget at all, or not structured in that sense. So anyway, I talked almost 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed still the budget with me for January 2025. I will film the next budget for February as well as March, and then for April as well. I see you in the next video. Have a good day.